Barcelona, they'll win 5-1 against Mallorca away from home in a very interesting game. The two complete different halves, especially that first half, where the last 15 minutes of that first half was very different. The pressure was on for Mallorca. But then in the second half, Barca regained control. They managed to score 4 goals. And they picked up for them a very important win after the last 3 games, which they could barely win. Let's talk about the game. Let's talk about how they won, the lineup, which had a little bit change. Who played well, who of course underperformed. Certain players did, in my personal opinion. And of course, don't forget to comment your own thoughts, like the video and subscribe if you are new. This is how Barcelona lined up, and they lined up with Casado back in the starting 11, Olmo back in the starting 11, Lamine Yamal back in the starting 11, and of course, no Liwa. He was, of course, being rested for the game on the weekend, and of course, Ferran Torres was playing. He got his starting 11, and Barca played well in the first 15 minutes. They regained. They had a couple little passing lanes. Of course, Lamine Yamal being back always changes things for Barcelona in terms of how they set up. They managed to get a very, very, honestly speaking, I'm not going to say how many years, in my very long time of watching this sport, that might be one of the most stupidest, most funniest goals I think I've seen a team concede. That first goal, if you haven't seen it, my brother, go and watch that first goal and how they conceded. A complete mix-up between the defense and the goalkeeper, which allowed Ferran Torres with a tap-in and 1-0 to Barcelona. And then they could have scored that second goal, and then out of nowhere, from the 30th minute, you could see Mallorca, you know what, just regain a little bit control. You know what, try to create something. Nothing to lose, they're down a goal, and they pretty much went at it. They had a couple of chances, and then the goal came towards the end of the first half with a mistake from Inigo Martinez. This is one thing about the Barcelona highline. You pretty much live with it or you die with it. And sometimes, I can't lie, sometimes I look at it, because that goal, the moment that goal went in, I had flashbacks. I had flashbacks with Rudiger doing the exact same against Atleti. Because when you have, in my personal opinion, when you have 1, 2, 3, and you are the deepest defender, and you're trying your best to pretty much make sure the offside trap is working, but you know deep down, my brother, I'm not making it, you should never force yourself to push up. Because a delayed push-up will result in a 1v1, 2v1, which is what happened today, and what happened pretty much with us when Rudiger did it, and of course Atleti scored with ease in the last seconds of the game. But when you do it, like I said, it doesn't make sense, because if you do it, it's 2v1. Like, you put yourself in a much worse position. However, if you do stay back, then you have a better chance of trying to recover your position and trying to make it difficult for the defender to either shoot or pass to his teammate. And in my opinion, if Inigo Martinez stayed rather than pushing up, I don't think he would have managed to get the ball. And the attacker, of course, from Mallorca. And I think Inigo Martinez could have recovered. But again, that's what the highline is, and that's the instructions of Hansi Flick, which he gives his players. And then the second half, I thought that would maybe give a push to Mallorca to maybe push up in that second half. They didn't. Barcelona managed to get a goal, penalty decision, which to me, I've seen some Madrid fans say it's not a penalty, it's very soft. My brother, let's be real, it's a penalty. Like the left back from Mallorca, I forgot his name, Mojica. He pretty much connected with Lamine Yamal's left foot, and you could clearly see the challenge. It was a clear penalty, let's be real. A very, very 100% penalty. Raphinha scored, and then literally moments after, Lamine Yamal with his pass, which he's managed now to develop further and further, that Trivela pass. He found Raphinha, 3-1 Barcelona. From there, you could clearly see it. The game was done. Frankie came on, managed to score himself, and then managed to assist for Victor for the 5th goal. Interesting few things. I mean, takeaways is one. Of course, Frankie's assisting and scoring. Reports came out beginning of this week that Frankie de Jong, Barcelona, they value him at 20 million. Of course, I've said it for a very, very long time, and you guys, my loyal subscribers, the ones who watch me week in, week out, you guys know how I feel about Frankie in terms of I don't think Barcelona should have kept him that long. And I felt like if they were smart, if I was the president, I would have offloaded him time ago. One, just because Barca have enough players for them, and secondly, the wage budget. I mean, the brother is earning money that I should be making. But he came on, of course, scored, assisted. He played in a different role. This is the first time we see him a bit more advanced compared to play when he comes deeper. Of course, he never came on for Pedri. He came on for Olmo. But he didn't play. Usually what happens when I notice Barcelona, Frankie plays deep and then Pedri pushes up. This time around, I think Hansi Flick said to Frankie, my brother, I want you a bit more advanced compared to playing deeper. And of course, he got that goal. He got that assist. And Lamine Yamal, of course, another second takeaway is Lamine Yamal coming on. You could clearly see within the first 15 to 30 minutes, he was a bit rusty. He was still trying to play. And of course, anyone who gets an ankle injury, you need stability. It's not easy to come on and literally play the way you played before. It takes time. But in the second half, he managed to pretty much have a bit more, I feel like, game time. I feel like rhythm. And of course, that second half performance was much better. The second goal, of course, the run with the penalty, and the third goal, the assist. And of course, he had another chance to make it 4-1 before Frankie scored. That got saved. And in terms of the three worst players, I mean, I'll start with the three best players. The three best players for me, one being Lamine. I mean, bro, I don't think you need to be an Einstein. I don't think you need to be a watcher, a consistent watcher of football for you to understand that Lamine is the difference maker for Barcelona. He really changes how they play and how they function. Whenever he plays, you could clearly see there is a different outlook of Barcelona. That's a different creativity, and teams defend Barcelona differently, which allows a bit more space for the other players, and that's what he did. So Lamine Yamal was amongst one of the best players. Another player who stood out is no other than Raphinha, continuing that form, 2 goals now, which I believe puts him on 11 goals in La Liga, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, that Lamine-Raphinha partnership, which they've managed to create throughout the season. I think out of Raphinha's 11 goals, if I'm not mistaken, again, that's just goals in La Liga, all competition, I think I've seen like Lamine create like 4 or 5 goals, bro. The 3 games that comes into mind straight away, of course, this, Villarreal with the Trivela pass, Bayern Munich with that long pass. He made 1, I believe, in La Liga. I forgot which game, with another cross. He might have had more, but that's just top of my head already. I can think of 3. But I'm sure if I do the research, I think Lamine has created like 5 or 6 goals, which of course confirms that relationship between the two of them. Another person who did well was Casado. I think whenever Casado plays, and you could clearly see now his importance to that Barcelona team. He didn't play last week. You could clearly see that they missed him. He plays this week, and Barcelona looks completely different in that back line. Not only the back line, in terms of just pushing forward or having that defensive transitional mindset midfielder. And I feel like he is slowly, not even slowly, forget slowly, he has now established himself as a very important and crucial figure in that Barcelona midfield. I feel like he's now a must-start for Barcelona. In terms of the ones who, Balde had a good game in my opinion as well. For the ones who didn't really play well, one being Koundé, I felt like he had a slow first half. He regained in the second half, but like the first half, he was slow, in my opinion. Olmo didn't really have the touches that he usually makes, and I feel like you could now clearly see, where should I be on this pitch? Should I go there? Should I go there? Like, he's now second-guessing himself. I think he's low in confidence. You can clearly see it. And Ferran Torres, yes, he scored. I don't care, bro. If he scored, I don't care if he scored a Haiti. Today, bro, that brother is ass. Double A. No double S, double A. And double S. Ass. My brother. I said it. I've been saying it, bro. If he's worth 60 million, then please, please, please give me 50 million and give it to the Faysal Foundation. Because I can't believe that brother's worth 60 million. And again, you know what? You know what would be a crazy start-stop sell? Start-stop sell. Ferran Torres, Vallejo, and Ferran Mendy. I can't lie. And that one, I would need to think about it. Of course, Mendy, the true Champions League, was important in both of them. But my brother, Ferland Mendy, this season, he's lost. But anyway, massive win for Barcelona. When I say massive, I mean, look at let's see how they valued it. They, of course, gave Raphinha man of the match. He scored 2 goals. That means second. They gave, a bit surprised that Casado got only. I don't think Pedro is better than Casado. I think Casado is better than Pedri. Almost 7 is, oh my God, Ferran Torres 7.9. If he's 7.9, all of us watching off at least 5. Because we did half of what Ferran Torres did. And that's nothing. And of course, Bottas being 6.9 is a bit harsh in my opinion. In terms of the stats, as you guys can see, domination, 60%, 60% possession, 4.93 XG, 9 big chances missed, created, and 4 big chances missed. Like I said, bro, they did what they had to do, and 11 offsides. Again, bro, like that high line. Yes, that's how Mallorca scored, but like I said, this is how Barcelona live and die with that high line. They either live with it or they die with it. And if you're gonna play like this and continue playing like this, I think you have to play it. That's how Hansi Flick, his mentality and his identity. I don't care if we concede, we keep going and we keep going. In terms of the table, this is how it looks now. Barcelona has now pushed their lead to 4 points. Of course, Real Madrid still have 2 games in hand, which means tomorrow's game against Real Bilbao, this is going to be a massive, massive game for us to regain that control of La Liga. In my opinion, that is the most important game I think in terms of La Liga for a very while. Of course, the game against Atalanta, for me, is vital because Real Madrid are on 6 points after 5 games. And if we don't win that game, then my goodness gracious. Forget finishing top 8, which is now pretty much impossible. Finishing in the playoffs might be impossible if we lose, Bram. Not impossible, but difficult. Not difficult, but I still think we'd do it, but hey, unlikely. Not unlikely, we'll do it, but, let's just make it dramatical. Dramatical? That's a word, no? Dramatical? I'm sure that's a word. Faysal language, baby. But yeah, like I said, just going back to, of course, we'll talk about Real Madrid and Bilbao tomorrow. As you guys can see, the setup is slowly getting better. I know you guys commented on the last video saying, my brother, are you recording this from a potato? Are you recording this from Mars? Are you recording this from Baghdad? Trust me, it was Baghdad quality. But again, I've just moved. It's going to take me time. Plus, I'm busy with other stuff. I work. So I'm not going to be able to do it in one go. It's going to be slowly and gradually. But I can't lie. It's looking better now. Look at this. This is not done yet. I'm going to have something in the middle. A signed shirt by a Real Madrid player, which you will see very, very soon. And of course, the kinky lights are back, bro. I will never, ever, 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 never, ever, EVER, ever say goodbye to the kinky lights. The kinky lights, wherever I go, it follows me. Wherever I go, it follows me. Inshallah, if I ever move to a mansion, that kinky lights is coming with me, bro. Wherever Faysal goes, the kinky lights follows. But let me know what you guys felt about the game. Let me know who your best players are, the ones who underperformed, and let me know with the quality of now the camera. I don't know if it's still lagging. I don't know if you guys are still finding it difficult to watch it compared to before. Give me your honest thoughts. But yeah, man, I will see you tomorrow. The watch-alongs, of course, will be back tomorrow. Real Madrid, Bilbao. Massive, massive, massive game tomorrow. Massive game. I'm sure a lot of you Barcelona fans are going to be coming to hate watch. But trust me, come and hate watch. That's fine. No biggie. No worries. No stress. All good. All bless. You guys will see tomorrow. when I hate watch you successful. Trust me, the only reason why you guys won today is because I never hate watched you. The last 3 games, the last La Liga games that I hate watched, my brother, successful. And you guys are fortunate I didn't have time to hate watch today. Because again, as you guys can see, I came from work. But trust me, the next La Liga game in the weekend, I'm hate watching. But you guys can come and hate watch us tomorrow. The difference is, we are going to win. Win! I hope.